Okay, everyone. So today is week 13, and we're going to discuss the topic language policy and language planning. So, do you guys have any thought about this matter?
Is it a language decision? So I think language decision is about the choices of language that we can use in some situation, like for example in education, when you work in government or media, or maybe in public services. It's also influenced by the political situation, our culture, the economic too, and also the social factors, and it can make our national identity stronger, but it's also make some challenge for language uh, that minority, uh, that the speaker is my minority, so sometimes their language can be ignored.
Okay, thank you, Selfie. So, I think I want to add the the definition first. So, language policy and language planning is an act to influence how others use, learn, and speak the language. So, a language can affect many important parts in our life, like in education, politics, economics, and also communication. That's why government, schools, and communities needs uh, needs to create this policy because they want us to understand each other easily and live together without having confusion about language. I think that's sorry for the back sound.
I also want to add the definition of language policy and language planning. So language policy, it's more like the, based on my understanding, it's more like the laws, the rules or official statement that made for the language. For example, when a government says that schools must use French, uh, it means that it's the policy of a language. And also for the language planning, it's like the actual actions or the executions of the language policy to carry the rules. For example, when the government, after the government make the rules to for schools to use French, the language planning is schools create the textbooks or the training teachers for teaching the French, teaching the French, and also the language decisions. Um, Language decisions, it's, I think it's more like the right that people have to decide which language they want to use. For example, we have the right to choosing if we want to use formal or informal language, and decide which language that we want to use at home, and choosing whether the children should learn their mother tongue or the dominant language in their country. I think that's all for me.
Maybe from me about the language policy. Language policy is means the rule or laws about the language use. And then the language planning is the implementations of those policies, like uh, providing information and service in both language and some information. And then about the language decision, so people make a language decision every day, like we choose the polite word, or decide which language to speak, or maybe uh, we can mix the language. Yeah, it's like language decision. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Maisha and Faila, for additional explanation. And what should we talk next?
Is it language as problem, right, and resources? I think I will go first. So language as a problem, it's like um, if the people saw language the that use of minority as a problem. For example, people think immigrants should stop their native language because it can cause the divisions uh, or different educations. But this mindset can lead to discriminations. And also for language as a right, I think it's similar as the language decisions, which is language, people have the right to use their language. For example, uh, deaf communities or deaf people can use sign language to access public services. But the problem is sometimes, even though it's legal to use their native language, but still people afraid or feel uncomfortable for using them. And also language. The last one is language as resource. So I think we can use language as a resource for helps communications, tourism, and understand the cultural diversity. I think that's all for me.
Okay, I think I also agree with Phyla. So there are three few about language. So the first one is language as a problem. That means people with this view see minority language as a problem because uh, imagine if everyone speak with their home language, we cannot understand each other easily. So usually government only support one dominant language to make so to support um yeah support yeah that's and then the second one is a language as a right. That means everyone have a right to use their home language, even in public area like in school, in public service, or any place. And the last is language as a resource. That means um, being multilingualism is something valuable. So usually they can increase a job job opportunity and also preserve uh, language heritage, and also it support economic growth because usually international business needs someone who can speak a lot of language to create relation with other companies. I think that's all for me.
I have same opinion with you guys about the language orientation. So there are three main orientation. The first one is like language as a problem is means like minority language are seen as a problem or obstacles. And then language as right is like people have the right to use their own language. And then third is language as a research is like language are considered valuable to for society. That's all.
What is the subtopic that you guys explain?
Language orientations, maybe.
Uh,
Yeah, language planning orientation.
so I think mine is a little bit different. So, this language planning orientation, it refers to the intention of the language itself. So some uh, policies or some rules uh, targets to preserve preserve the culture, like the culture identity, while the others focus on the modernization uh of the how do you say, the modernization of the country, and also the national unity, and developing the economic of the country. And then also it could support the multilingualism, the assimilation, and also the dominance of the language, but it depends of the needs of the society.
Okay. Um, Thank you for Selfie and Maisha and Faila for explaining that. And what is the next topic?
Is it planning again or not?
I think
What?
it's types, three types of language planning. I think I'm gonna go first. The first type is corpus planning, which is uh, the planning of like the spelling system, the dictionaries, grammar rules, or new vocabulary and writing systems. For example, when we want to create a new word for a for maybe for fields, some fields, and we have to decide which should we use. Um should we use country? Should the country borrow English terms or create the native language words instead? So basically corpus planning, it's like when we ask what should the language look like. And also the second type is the status planning. So status planning, it's like when the government uh change it's changed the importance of a language. For example, like when the government promoting the standard of English, and For example, when Singapore promoting good English instead of Singlish, and when countries decide what the official language they want to use. And also the last type is acquisitions planning. It's for the purpose is to encourage people to learn certain language. Uh, for example, teaching immigrants the national language or creating bilingual educations for indigenous children to help them learn the language. I think that's all from me.
Mm, I think I also want to share my understanding. So, two types of planning. The first one is corpus planning. So, basically, it's like focus on changing and developing the language or the word itself. So, like adding some vocabulary in a specific fields, like in technology there are some words that needs new definition, needs new, yeah, new terms. And then also how to spell several words in school by teacher. And and second one is status planning. So I don't quite understand about this one, but it's like increasing or reducing the the prestige of language. I think it's like try to make the language to be important. Like, so in Singapore they promote standard English, so can be general and everyone can understand the English accent. I don't know, maybe. And the third one is acquisition planning. So it encourage people to learn the language. For example, the country if the country encourage to use one language like English, so then the government needs to make like English program class, so immigrant can learn the official language. Or in at school, if the governor decide they to teach French at school, so that means the teacher also needs to take the teacher training to teach the student the language. I think that's all for me.
Uh, Maybe it's similar from me. So first one is corpus planning. So it focus on the structure of the language, like spelling, the grammar, the dictionaries, and also the vocabulary. And next is the status planning. So it focus on the social position of the language. Uh, like it like the language become the official or national language. And the last is acquisition planning. So it focus on the language learning and also teaching, especially in school and educational programs.
Uh, Based my understanding, the first one is corpus planning is this focus on like changing or developing language itself, like a vocabulary, dictionary, or spelling system. And then the status planning is like try to increase or decrease the quality of a language. And then uh the last one is acquisition planning. This like focus on helping people to learn language through the bilingual education. Okay, that's all.
Is there any topic that we haven't discussed?
Uh, Keeping the language, like language preservation.
I didn't read about that one. Maybe any of you can explain that.
So this about keeping the language alive. It's like we want to protect the language from the extinction. The solution is by teaching the language to next generation. Like we can use it in school or media, and we can uh, push people to speak it in our daily life. And it's really important because language carries culture, history, and also our identity.
I also want to add that we have to, in keeping language alive, because many languages now are disappearing because younger generations stop using the language. And so we have to put attention to how healthy the language is, keeping the language alive by using them every day, and try to revive the language that we don't use it anymore if we could.
Thank you for explain this topic, guys. I didn't read the the about that. Thank you.
And also there is the problems in language planning. So the problem it's like language is usually related or tied to politics, identity, history, and equality. For example, the problem example of a problem is many colonial governments forced the indigenous people to use their native language, to stop using their native language in schools because they think it can damage the um the unity. So language is not just natural, is also affect is also related with the power relations in our society. Do you guys still have the uh subtopic class?
I only read a few points from the file.
Mm,
I think linguistic landscape is also part of this
yeah.
topic. So, linguistic landscape is use of language in public space, like signs, streets name, banner, and also advertisement. It shows how the language represent in the society, and also it can show the power, the culture, and also the identity.
Wow. Thank you, Viola and Sophie, for adding some explanation. I realized I didn't read a lot.
I think uh, there's a few topic left based on my uh-huh. There is language to public access. It's like people use language is very important to access public services. For example, For example, when people cannot speak a dominant language and they want to go to the hospital to get the health care, it can cause the problem. It can cause the misunderstanding between these persons with the staff. And also there is LL, language landscape. So uh, language landscape is like studying language, the visible language that we found in public spaces, um, from from uh, looking the sign, the public signs, we can see what dominant language uh, in that area, and which communities are more dominant in that area. And also language planning as a conflict resolutions. So if we can speak one language, we can be unite, or we can be one, we can understand each other. So there is no miscommunications. I think that's all from me.
Yeah, I have a similar understanding with Phi. So first is the planning to access public services. So it's like the government wants to help people to access the public services like uh 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 education or hospital. So the government uh provide translated information so that the people that speak another language could understand the information, so that they not misunderstand it, and they can make it easier to access the public services.
So what silence?
What time did we start the record?
Sorry, I cannot really hear your voice. So
What time did we start the video?
oh,
The record?
what time? What time? It's not. Uh,
It's 9:53. We started recording.
Uh,
I think I met your friend. I just met your friend right now. You were right. I met so many English department student here.
I bet it's Macy and Rayhan Julfan.
Also, actually, besides my table, there is our uh, our senior. Do you guys have any excitement right now?
A lot.
A lot. Is the reading report deadline is tomorrow for the next topic?
Yeah, tomorrow. I'm so stressed. I don't know why semester four really hits hard. I feel really exhausted and overwhelmed.
Cook by semester 4. We cook.
There is no off day again on on Friday. Uh
So we have to intergroup.
I can't.
I think this topic have a lot of subtopic.
True, but I think it's easier than the language
Yes.
assessment.
Well, actually, I kind of uh like have uh how do you say it in English? Have a big
it's okay, it's okay. Explain it by simple
bag.
simple.
I don't know I forget the English words.
Both language assessment and language policy and planning have many subtopic, but I think this topic is better. Even though if we get this topic on presentation tomorrow, maybe I don't remember because there is potential people have the different subtopic but have the same explanation, right?
Mm. I have I have more self-esteem on explaining language assessment.
True, 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 true.
But yeah, I think it's just have some level.
I'm afraid if they ask and mention the subtopic and it sounds not familiar, but the truth maybe the explanations is the same. Can we ask them what is the topic about?
I think yes.
Mm.
Sometimes I just ask them to change the
I think if I'm lazy to think, I will ask them to change the topic, I guess.
Ew. Do you guys have a plan to not come for the next Friday?
I have used my for 3 times, so there is no way I cannot come to the class next week.
I haven't used any of it, but I'm afraid if our group is the presenters and I'm not come that day and I have to present with the other groups, oh hell no.
but it's already 50 minutes on the screen.
I think we can stop the records.
Is it okay?
I don't know.
Uh, so it's already 50 minutes from your phone.
Mm.
52.
52.
Or should we wait until 1 hour?
It
Agree.
depends if you guys free, we can wait. But if you have any business after this,
Um, I think it's 7 minutes left to wait until 1 hour, but it's up to you guys.
I think
same
we can
same.
until 1 hour.
Mm. Wait. Oh my god. Actually, my phone battery is running low. It's 7% right now. Should we end? Because I don't. I actually bring the. Wait. Well, we can continue. Like I guess.
By the way, where's Sia, guys?
I think we can end the meeting now because
Okay.
I don't know. Like we need more rest to start Monday.
True, true.
True, true.
I haven't eat yet, so
Yeah. Do your active.
Same.
Yeah. Prepare yourself for tomorrow. Right.